subscribe to it. We have somebody commentating on Irmer. Now we know what you guys are thinking. Sifro Joe, Dark Emo Mario 64 is a troll. Who said anything about him? I'd rather get on some fanboys.
Hey everyone, Michael Shomi here. I got another commentary.
Like I said, fanboys.
For you. Well, this won't be an interesting one as I am tackling Ember Prevost.
Wait, I thought his name was Irmer. Dang you gay minds! I know you're behind this!
Who you might know best as Helsing920, who does a series called Reaction and Review, which the premise is self-explanatory. He watches a movie, reacts to it, and then reviews it afterwards.
Hey, if the premise was self-explanatory, then why did you explain it?
Well, to be honest, I mostly found him hit or miss since he did that series 4 years ago, as he made...
But that doesn't make any sense. He's still doing it. It wasn't a one-off he did 4 years ago.
He did a few that were entertaining, like his reaction review of Boku no Pico and Birdemic. Then he's made a few stinkers, like his reaction review of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, where he mentions he likes to have a movie with substance, yet in the same month gave Catwoman a positive review.
In other words, he didn't like the movie I did, and that made me throw a temper tantrum.
His Cabin in the Woods review, where he took a movie not intended to be taken seriously so seriously, and his Tron Legacy review, where it felt like he forgot to take off his nostalgia goggles.
Or Tron Legacy just sucked.
But we are not talking about those videos, seeing as they have long since passed 6 months.
Well, that is after I finish talking about them.
Instead, I'm going to look at one of his more recent reaction reviews, which is on Snowpiercer. Certainly it can't be too bad, right?
Spoilers, he's gonna hate it.
Well, let's watch it final. And just to give a heads up, not only will I only show parts I want to comment on,
as opposed to showing parts you don't want to comment on,
but also I'll be giving gigantic spoilers to Snowpiercer to give examples to my points, so please, don't complain to me for spoiling a movie you're interested in seeing. With that said, let's begin this commentary. It's showtime.
Am I weird for never seeing Beetlejuice?
Tonight, guys, I'm checking out a movie from 2013. That movie is Snowpiercer. Before I get started, I should tell you literally everything I know about this movie. I know, one, it's based on a French comic book. Because it's based on a comic book, it qualifies for Long Box Chronicles Month. Two, I know it stars Chris Evans, which is becoming a bit of a running pattern this month. Quite a few movies I've done this month star Chris Evans. Three, I know it's set in the post-apocalypse. Four, I know it's set on a train. Five, I know there's snow everywhere. At least I'm going to assume so because of the fucking title. That's it. I have not watched a single trailer. I haven't seen any clips. I didn't bother to read the back. That's all that I know, and none of that sounds interesting to me in the slightest.
I understand you wanted to go into this movie blind, but don't you think in a way it would have been a good idea to see a small clip or something to give you an idea of what kind of movie you're getting yourself into?
Even though you wanted to go into it blind.
Netflix decided to put this thing on their streaming service. And since nobody ever listens when I tell them I don't have Netflix anymore because I'm not paying for that shit, everybody assumed I could just watch it off Netflix. No.
If you're getting annoyed with telling people that you don't have Netflix anymore, then why didn't you make a small update video telling people, hey guys, I just want to say I don't use Netflix anymore, so can you please stop asking me to watch movies on there? Like, why wasn't that...
Because that would be pointless to him.
The audience would understand that. Quick, make me forget that shit! Right, never happened.
Oh, but I'm still watching the video. Why aren't I watching Screw Attack? They're good! Also, it says 20 minutes later, just so you know.
Are you really telling me Curtis is able to stop this entire train engine using only his arm? Seriously? This train's gears are... the motion of the engine is so piss sweet that it doesn't immediately just sever his goddamned arm?
You're only half right. Yes, it was partly to stop the engine, but while some of it could be explained as dramatic action, I think it was more Curtis stalling the engine long enough to get the kid that was working on the parts out of there since a bomb was about to explode nearby. Not to mention, it did eventually sever his arm.
I think I speak for anybody when I say Irma was talking about how it should have severed his arm immediately, not why the frack would he do that. You idiot.
Quick, make me forget that shit.
Right, never happened.
And thus we are led into our film, whose primary conflict is upper class versus lower class, the head of the train versus the tail of the train. I referenced Caddyshack at the start of this video. I'm going to tell you guys right now, that is a horrible insult to Caddyshack. Not only did Caddyshack do this whole fucking, like upper class versus lower class thing better, Caddyshack fucking 2 did it better. Process that shit for just a fucking minute.
Okay, I have two issues here. The first is Snowpiercer and Caddyshack. If we take out the rich people versus poor people, or in Caddyshack's case, snobs versus slobs, is an apple to oranges comparison to make because one is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi action film and the other is a comedy. So both films have very different goals when they are being made. 2. While I will grant that the upper class versus lower class part in the story of Snowpiercer is very in your face and unsubtle,
which is Irmer's point.
Such as how when you're a youth, you're taught a certain way, to think of the world a certain way. Just look at the school scene as an example. This can be a problem when you're reacting to a movie and then reviewing it right afterwards. You might not notice the more subtle things of the movie you're talking about after the first viewing.
But isn't that supposed to be part of the charm of reaction review? You have the same blind eye as Irmer. Even then, it should have been good for me to want to rewatch it and notice subtle themes. And really, the rest of his video is just going, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you? And I'm like, because that's the whole premise of his series, to react to movies that he sees before, then immediately review them. Not take time and script them or do retakes. It's supposed to be one take, and if anything, it makes it sound more natural. I just summed that up to save an extra 10 minutes on this video. So with that said, that's really it. Till next time, dear viewers, and gay Mayans, if you make me pronounce anything wrong ever again, I will kill you.